Sometimes I just like leave social like encounters and I'm like, wow, that was not good.
Did it again, Angie. Good job.
I did it again.
All right, so today we have a mysterious guest that we don't really know very well, and we're very excited to get to know this person. It's actually a content creator, and it's going to be way better than a couple of guys that just threw together something on a spur-of-the-moment idea. Welcome back to the Better Friends podcast. My name is Johnny Corcoran.
I'm Erich Feist. Welcome back. That's Johnny's little intro. That was great. We got to do that on the spot. Today, like you said, we got someone special, a fellow content creator. She is a YouTuber, 300-something subscribers, growing quickly, soon to be famous. She's a reborn virgin. We got Angie Costella on today, baby. Angie, welcome. How are you today?
I am so fantastic. Thank you for that intro. Oh my gosh.
You're so welcome. She's a professional. This is apparently her second podcast today. She's that cool.
Yeah, I'm that cool.
Basically, I mean,
she's in high demand.
Yeah. You're lucky you got a spot.
Who's next? Comment. So, I mean, honestly, Angie, I kind of know you. That's how, I don't even know how we sort of met virtually ever. I think I just DM'd you, and I was like, oh, that's
Instagram.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, sign
That's
into
how I
the
meet
DMs.
most people.
Yep, I'm a pro. Basically, for our knowledge and for everyone's knowledge, like, who are you? Like, what do you...
Who are you?
Who are
Honestly,
you? What do you stand for? What's your thing?
What do I stand for? I guess the big thing is that I'm a YouTuber. That's my main thing. Otherwise, you could say I'm just a bitch that encourages people to be themselves. I don't know. I'm all over the internet.
Awesome.
That's how I describe myself.
That's perfect. That's oh my god, I can't wait to get into this. So, your last name for this is Costella.
Yes.
And I remember seeing at one point, I'm like, is her real name actually Angie Costella? What's the whole situation with that? Your last name. What's your actual last name? What's that about?
My actual last name is Gurky. I changed it because my parents really didn't like my videos and they didn't want to be associated with me. And I was like, so I compromised with them. I was like, yo, if I change my last name, are you going to be fine with my videos? And they're like, yeah, whatever. They just don't want to be like associated with that. But honestly, I didn't really like my last name either because it was really hard to like pronounce and spell. So I like this better. Feels better.
It flows better. Like,
yeah.
Angie Costella, it sounds like a celebrity name.
Yeah, that's a goal.
Why would your
sick.
parents not want to be associated with your YouTube videos? Let's dive into that a little bit.
Have you watched them, Johnny?
Have you watched them?
Of
That's
course.
the question.
I've watched them all. Definitely.
Yeah, no, they're just like very, I don't know. I don't hold back on anything. I talk about like really raunchy stuff sometimes.
Raunchy.
Yeah, it's raunchy.
Which, I mean, looking
stuff.
at some of her latest videos, yeah, it's like...
The titles are all sexual.
Yeah, it's great. It definitely gets some people to click on them.
Right. When you add that to the title, people just... That's how you get the views.
It's interesting, though. It's really letting people in immediately to just, like, your personal life, which, I mean...
Yeah.
You seem open.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, so... What made you want to start uploading YouTube videos? When did that happen? Like,
it started in around 2017 with a friend. We were making like Snapchat vlogs, and we eventually upgraded to YouTube. But I always had an obsession with recording myself. When I was younger, I would always be recording in front of like cameras and stuff. So I feel like me finding YouTube was just like bound to happen because I've just been obsessed with that. It was just gathering the courage to upload it, you know?
Oh.
So you did a lot of recording when you were younger. Was it just for the performance factor, or was it just for like home videos? Like, I'm curious why you would be recording so much.
I don't know. I would just like, I used to make short films with my friends mostly. And then, yeah, I don't know. I was a really shy kid, so that's how I expressed myself, was through
Oh.
a camera, and that's how
Oh,
I would pretend to be famous, basically.
that's cool.
That's very cool.
That's really
actually.
cool. Yeah, because your content is more like vlogs, right? It's it's a branch
For
of
now.
vlogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a kind of a direction you see your channel furthering in of videos you would ideally want to make, like past that, or?
Yeah, I think eventually I would like to get into short films and putting a lot more thought behind, before I create, because usually I just set up a camera and I go. I don't plan much, so I think if I did like short films and stuff, I would be into that. So eventually I can see myself doing
That's actually really cool.
So do you?
Because
Thanks.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Johnny. Go ahead.
I was
can say
just
that.
because Eric and I have talked about having a plan versus just going without a plan and just kind of setting up and running it raw. And I'm very much a plan person. Without a plan, I just feel lost.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated because the flow sucks and there's no through line. And it's not like I need a script. I just want to have some sort of idea of what we're going to talk about, where we're going to go, so that it all lines up nicely. And Eric is much more spontaneous. He's definitely a lot more on the fly, going to change it up. And I just can't do it. So it's very admirable that you're able to just set up a camera and just create content. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, that's honestly how I do it. I just like set up and go.
it's
Usually,
so cool because
but-
I mean, I don't know if you plan some of these jokes you make, but like looking at them and I'm comparing them, like it kind of gives me. I guess I haven't seen a ton of Liza Koshy, but it gives me like a little bit of those vibes. Of like that kind of style of like making the video, because like these jokes you come up with, and like I watched your most recent one, like I was like, how'd she come up with that? I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. And I'm like, this needs to.
I'm on it. I didn't plan like most of them. It
It's
just
so good. Like
comes.
definitely an awesome creative mindset. It's like,
Thank you.
oh my god, it's so cool. Are there any YouTubers that inspire you or that you look up to and anything like that?
I feel like one obvious one was David Dobrik, because when I first started making videos, they were very, very like pretty much his style exactly, and some of mine still are. But yeah, I think honestly I get a lot of inspiration from him because I like my videos to be very, very quick, and so people don't lose attention. It's like
Right.
my main inspo.
And
Sure.
Yeah. It's very entertaining.
Thank you.
All right.
Johnny,
now
I
that
know
we
you're
got
gonna hit her
that
with
out
it.
of the way,
Yeah, let's go.
let's talk about goals. Talk goals to me.
Goals.
Yeah, what are your goals in life in the next 5 years? Even like short-term goals. What are you striving for in your life?
I have a lot of business goals, becoming successful in business and things like that,
Cool.
but also with YouTube, I obviously have goals with like growing an audience, but there's some things that you just can't like plan for. Like I can't plan to have this many subscribers or whatever. So
Right.
I guess my main like goal is just, I don't know, being consistent and stuff and making content that just, I don't know, that resonates with people and like just,
Sure. I mean, being consistent is
seeing
a
where it
very
goes.
good goal to strive for.
yeah. Like, I mean, I used to be very consistent, kind of fell off recently, but I'm getting back on.
Uh-huh.
I think it's good to take breaks.
Yeah,
But
yeah, definitely. Like you get burnt out and then I
Yeah.
don't know, rekindles the creativity.
yeah, definitely. But
What kind of business goals do you have? Like, what business are you interested in?
I am a Kangen water distributor. I started that not too long ago, so I just want to grow my business with that currently. I have a lot of goals within that, but that's like a whole other thing.
Sure.
I might not get into that. But yeah, just growing that business and being successful with that. I want multiple streams of income. That's my ultimate goal.
Oh, that's very
That's
smart,
cool.
I think.
Did you view yourself as kind of a, I don't know, there's a term, a serial entrepreneur? They kind of jump from thing to thing of different avenues of income. And I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people do you see yourself just in life still continuing the YouTube and then like also having that business and probably other things?
Yeah.
Just
I feel like YouTube is always my
avenues
foundation. I know no matter what, I'm going to be doing that. And then,
yeah,
I just kind of follow my curiosities and my passions, you know. And sometimes I change, you know, it's natural to change and be okay with that.
Sure.
But yeah, I've made some changes in business too. So, but I think that's more of just getting in the field and learning what I actually care about and what I want to put my time into. And that just takes like experience and putting myself into like situations, different ones.
Yeah, a little bit of living through it.
Mm-hmm.
You said you care about people being themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to embody that. And I want to get into how you seem, again, really carefree. And have you always been that way, or is that something you had to learn about and just develop? Or
yeah, I'd say online I come across as super carefree because that's like actually who I am at my core. And I'm like the opposite of most people. Most people, they online they're like not themselves, but in person they are. I'm kind of the opposite. In person, I'm kind of like, I'm more introverted than you would expect. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly forgot what the question was again.
Because you said you were pretty shy, right, when you were younger?
Yeah.
Right, and then you sort of expressed yourself through your videos. So that makes sense that you would be a lot more expressive and sort of carefree in your videos. Do you think that that's something you would want to transition to your everyday interactions and like your life offline?
Yeah, my goal is to show up as a person that I do online in person in front of other people. Like I do that eventually, but it takes me a really long time to get warmed up to people. And I want to change that. I want to be like, this is me right away. Because you would never guess. Gotcha. A lot of people who've met me and haven't seen my full personality, like see my videos or something, and they're like, what the fuck is this girl? Like, where does this come from?
That's interesting, because I'm very much the same way.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm someone who, I definitely take a while to warm up to people in person. And I definitely feel that I hold back on a lot of my... You know, I kind of have to figure out what kind of person you are before I feel comfortable letting all of my personality out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
because
it.
There's just some people that I know that I clash with.
Yeah, it's like,
and
I want to analyze
be unavoidable, but... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I bring out a different part of my personality depending on who you are. It might be a way of trying to get everybody to like you. It might be a problem, but... that's what I do.
Don't say that. You're gonna make me nervous.
I feel like that's natural. Everybody's got different faces they wear for different people. Like, I mean, if you're around this high energy person, you're likely gonna be high energy to try to match that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. But it's really awesome that you're genuine, that you're real in your videos, that's actually who you are, because that's...
Thank you.
That's I think YouTube, that's where a lot of vlogs and stuff are moving toward, just being real and genuine and who people actually are, rather than, I don't know, he's like high produced like videos that are like
I'm not
fake,
into the people who aren't like actually themselves, like content creators. I watch your stuff and I engage with it if I feel like you are authentically being who you are. Not just like, I don't know. You can just tell when someone's not fully being themselves on the internet and things like
fake
that.
Snakes.
Fake snakes.
All them snakes out there.
Oh, you snakes.
Yeah. One thing Eric and I were discussing in our last episode is when you have interactions with other people in real life, especially, and for me it happens frequently, but especially when I'm face to face with someone that I find attractive, and I find that sometimes my head just goes blank, right? And then I just like
Honestly.
I can't
all the time.
I can't, right? But like I can't have a thoughtful conversation where I talk about things that are actually interesting or that I think would be a good conversation with this person because my head just goes blank and I start saying some stupid shit that no one cares about.
Right, honestly.
And then afterwards, I definitely find myself like analyzing it. Like, why did I say that? That was so dumb.
Overthinking it, yeah.
And like,
yeah.
And then like running through it over and over again of like, okay, I'm running simulations now of how I could have done that way better.
Right.
Sort of like as a desire to improve in the future, and then the same shit just happens again.
Yeah, right. I do that all the time. I'm like, okay, next interaction, I'm not gonna be whatever I was before, and then that's the first thing that I do. Just
that's
go
so
right back
crazy.
to it.
I'm amazed that you have that exact same experience.
Like, honestly, I sometimes just like leave social like encounters and I'm like, wow, that was not good.
Did it again, Angie. Good job.
I did it again. I've been doing this for 19 years. I think I learned.
Do you like to take risks?
Yeah, that's like the summary of my experience.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Do you take risks with social interaction and stuff like that?
Honestly, I feel like that's probably where I am the least riskiest with social interactions. But eventually, I think it's a goal of mine to just put myself out there randomly and connect with anybody who like walks my way. Because you never know who is going to know what or going to know who and things like that. So I want to take risks like that and just be like a random person at the grocery store. What's up?
That's awesome.
But I do that in a lot of other aspects of my life too, not just social.
Yeah. And we talked about, Eric gave me this tip because I'd asked him about this. I was like, this happens to me, but you've told me about stuff that you've done where you just sort of do things on the fly in person. And he'll do this thing where he will purposefully make an interaction super awkward and then just break it off like, all right then, yep, that was kind of awkward, I'm leaving now. and it gives you the power because you're in control of the situation.
Yeah.
It's actually a really cool idea that I want to sort of implement. Just purposefully making something awkward to get that experience. And then when it happens, because your head goes blank, you'll just be like, oh yeah, I kind of fucked this one up, eh?
I'm so happy you think that, Johnny. So you haven't seen the podcast yet, but it's coming out before this one. Because again, it gives you the control, and honestly, I think it's just kind of embracing further who you are as a person, and like if you're done with the interaction, it's like it's kind of just being really honest, and but in like not a mean way, and it's just like, okay, in my head this conversation is going nowhere, or if I gotta get somewhere, I got places to be, like yeah, that's cool that you got a dog, that's so awesome, I'm gonna go, and then just walk away really fast, and then it's like and then it's funny to look back and like I just envision what their faces are looking like. They're like, what was that? Like, what just happened? I describe it to Johnny as leaving it as like a dumpster fire. That's great.
I used to
I believe that is the exact phrasing.
Yeah.
I used to like do really weird stuff around. I feel like if I'm with a friend that I'm comfortable with, then I'll do weird stuff in front of strangers and other things and have no problem with it. But by myself, I have the problem. Yeah, because sometimes I'll go up to people and I'll say like, I won't go up to them, but I'll just say weird stuff that I wouldn't if I was just alone.
Right. Well, it's such a different dynamic because you can sort of be trying to make your friend laugh versus like just trying not to embarrass yourself.
Yeah, I just do weird stuff in public sometimes. I do stuff to get a reaction out of people, I feel like.
Oh.
Just, falling in front of a store, watching the employees look at me and go, what the heck?
Do you ever fake slip on ice? We live in Minnesota, so there's ice all over the ground for the whole winter.
I just fake fall in general. I fake fall so much.
Really?
No matter where I am, I'll probably just fake fall.
I think it's so funny to be walking with someone and then like kick your like one foot against the ice and sort of like lean back quickly like you're about to fall. Because they go, whoa, are you
I would actually fall. I honestly just want someone to ask if I'm okay.
I just want someone to care. That's so funny. Like, this ties into what Johnny and I were talking about, because you falling in front of people, again, is like, Johnny heard this, disrupting the flow of someone's normal day or your normal day. Like, that's you taking a risk and just like doing something out of the ordinary, which just spices up life.
Right. I just want to spice up people's life.
Good.
That's all I want.
With that, I'm wondering, we're getting to the end of the podcast, but do you have advice for people, like how to be yourself, what you've learned so far, what you kind of want to keep growing into, further be yourself? Do you have any advice for anyone who's struggling with that?
Anything that anyone projects onto you is a reflection of them. So if someone's sending you hate and stuff, you just got to realize that. Is that if someone's sending you like bad energy, or you think, I don't know, another thing. Okay. I'm just all over the place.
Yeah. Hit it.
Yeah, just when people judge you, that's because they usually don't like themselves. Like, I don't expend energy hating on someone else because I don't have the time. That seems like a waste to me. And like, when you're in a lower mood or lower vibe or whatever, you usually are more judgmental. And it's also keeping in mind that people don't care as much as you think they do. Like, if someone, because I feel like we just think about that interaction over and over and over again, how it could be better, and then the other person is probably like barely even like passes their mind after it happens.
Right.
So just remembering that people don't usually care as much, and just keep that in mind. And yeah, I don't know, do you, because when you are you attract people like you instead of people like who you're acting.
That is so good. Yeah.
So.
That's fantastic.
But also, I think that the most success that anyone ever gets is from being authentically them.
Sick. Angie, do you have any socials you want to shout out?
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angie Costella. And I also have Instagram. I'm always on my stories. It's Angie.Costella.
Sick. Awesome.
Yeah.
Angie, thanks for being here with us. Everyone, thank you for watching, listening, and subscribing, obviously, and watching the stream. Love y'all so much. Thanks for making this possible. Johnny. That's a dig at you. We'll see you next Monday.